like you said, 0-2 right now. Not really feeling too confident in them. And I don't really know, like, what were the issues that you would say that you could diagnose that, like, oh, this is something that's a clear shortcoming for Execration that hopefully that they can revise before they go up against FNATIC?
It's problematic, isn't it? Because some teams, you don't really want to say it, but it's not really the drafts even. Sometimes it is the drafts, sometimes it's just the execution. They're just not as... they just don't make all the right moves at all the right times, and they usually pay the price for that. There were some questionable drafts as well, but I wouldn't blame it on the drafter for Execration. Maybe the right way is do something that Smart Omega is doing, right? Pick your own style, your own approach to the meta, and hope for the best that way. These are also players that haven't really done very, very well in the Season 1 too.
Yeah, considering the changes that they did for Season 2, I gotta say I'm not impressed yet. Like, I need to see something from Execration. There's a possibility like that this team could potentially like make some upsets. They could potentially take like game 1, but I want to see them, you know, winning the series. I want to see them go full force, the best they got, especially against a team like FNATIC.
Yeah. And they are the Giant Slayers. If you remember Execration in Season 1, they are the team that took down TNC early on. But that was on the back of their Medusa. That's when they have this strategy that's really well practiced, and you know exactly what you need to be doing. And even if you make a couple of mistakes, it doesn't matter, because in the grand scheme of things, you have a Medusa as a core. Maybe if they can adjust to a different hard carry, that could be a different approach, maybe a better playstyle for them, once again. But they also don't have the same mid laner, which is proven to be problematic so far in this season.
Yeah, and on the other side, you have FNATIC with 2 mid laners.
It can only be better. Yeah, for FNATIC also, I look at FNATIC and like I have the same kind of question marks that I did for Elephant in China, where I'm like, I see so many good players, and now in Season 2, I'm like blank slate kind of. I don't really want to give them the expectations that, oh, these guys are just going to be the favorites, they're going to crush it. Because after seeing Singapore Major, I'm like, Southeast Asia clearly doesn't have a top dog that's definitively the best team.
Okay, Neon, even though they did surprise us with how much they did in the Singapore Major, they had a really good run in the season here too.
Sure.
So they did, yeah. You can also blame it a bit on format, like during the Major, where like you lose 2 games, 2 series, and you're out. Like you didn't get to see too much out of FNATIC. Like if it was possibly like a different kind of format, I think FNATIC would get like a better placement in the tournament for sure. They also like played against EG, who got the 2nd place. They also played against Neon, who was like an underdog throughout the tournament, had some great performance. But let's see the bans. Puck ban, the Grimstroke ban by Execration.
Better see a Beastmaster.
Yeah, I don't know. Like what bothers me more about like Beastmaster being imbalanced is teams thinking, yeah, we'll just let it go through.
Like FNATIC.
And they did. It's true. Let's see if Execration will pick it up. Maybe this is something that FNATIC knows of Execration. But man, if there is a hero that can win you a game right now, even if you're the underdog, it's Beastmaster.
Would you look at that?
Shocker.
Wow. I was thinking, you know, maybe they don't have a Beastmaster player because it's very hard to spam Q once you get that
really
X0
a high-level
cooldown.
tactic.
We
did see one response to
Rubik.
Okay, so Rubik gets picked up, and I believe TNC ended up turning their Beastmaster into an offlane and just not scaling up axes.
He did skill. He got
eventually
3 points in axes.
He got 3 points at the end of the game. He was holding it on 1 skill point, and even that 1 skill point for like 30 minutes of the game felt really strong in Rubik's hands.
Yeah.
So, but also that Rubik was mid lane, and you completely mess up your whole draft because of him. So we'll see. We'll see if they do the same thing here. Because you do need the Aghanims on Rubik, right? You can't get it on position 4, it's pretty expensive. Elder Titan by Execration, okay, just a solid, most likely a 5. And this is it. This combination is... Beastmaster on his own is strong, but Natural Order plus Beastmaster, the magic damage on Wild Axes at the moment just destroys you. It's very difficult to play against this.
So I'm just thinking like how FNATIC can approach this, you know. If it's a mid Rubik, then EXECRATION can start thinking, we'll put the Beastmaster on the off lane. What they can do is potentially pick something like a Snapfire that could be played as mid, that could be played as 4, and then you can like see where Beastmaster is going and just have that covered.
Yeah, I think railroading yourself into already turning the Beastmaster off lane this early on and not showing any flex would be...
Dire Team FNATIC's turn
The
to
underdog is
If you look at that.
Shocker.
I was thinking, you know, maybe they don't have a Beastmaster player because it's very hard to spam Q once you get that
It's really a
zero
high-level
cooldown.
tactic.
Very
We did see one response to
Rubik,
yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
Rubik gets picked up, and I believe TNC ended up turning their Beastmaster into an off lane and
And he
just
didn't
not
even go
scaling up
Axes,
axes.
He did skill. He got
Eventually,
three
yeah.
points in access.
He got 3 points at the end of the game. He
10
was
seconds
holding it on
remaining.
1 skill point, and even that 1 skill point for like 30 minutes of the
5
game
seconds
felt
remaining.
really strong in Rubik's sense.
Yeah.
So, but also that Rubik was
Dire
mid
Team
lane.
ban.
It was.
Completely mess up your whole draft because of. We'll see. We'll see if they do the same thing here, because you do need the Aghanims on. Elder Titan by EXECRATION, okay, just a solid, most likely a 5. And this is it. This combination
seconds
is
remaining.
Beastmaster on his own is strong, but Natural Order plus
5
Beastmaster,
seconds remaining.
the magic damage on Wild Axes at the moment just destroys you. It's very difficult to.
So I'm just thinking like how FNATIC this, you know. If it's a mid Rubik, then start thinking the Beastmaster on the off lane, what they can do. Fire that could play it as mid, play it as 4, and then the
FNATIC's
Beastmaster
turn
is
to ban.
Yeah, I think railroading yourself into already turning the Beastmaster off lane this early on and not flex would be kind of a disadvantage for EXECRATION draft, so leave it open.
You bait
10
them in
seconds remaining.
more and more that
5 seconds remaining.
the game in which the offlane. Remember, they also had Enchantress where the
Yeah.
whole game was
Back.
terrible.
And he's like, I'm not skilling Boar, I'm not skilling Axis at
Intervene
all, I'm just gonna...
There's
or a stats build.
stats plus aura, that's it.
The tanky Beastmaster. And he still won the
he
game.
still won the game, yeah, exactly. That's ridiculous. Then he feels strong. Okay, they
10
ban
seconds
out the
remaining.
Slark as you died on the offlane or
5 seconds remaining.
cover up.
Although I did see Slark being played in North America
Turn to
as a
ban.
response to Beastmaster.
As well, because of the
purge off
purge,
the
yeah.
axe stacks.
But they ban.
Yeah. And
There,
there's
there are
still
other heroes. Yeah.
Jug, Manta Builders.
Problem with like Lifestealer and
Dire
Jug is
Team ban.
playing into Roar, so it's Wild Axes any longer. Now this Beast problematic. They're just covering the type. Monkey ban, Slark ban. Meanwhile, EXECRATION
10 seconds
they're
remaining.
aiming more
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah,
Sadly,
for anyone
he's-
confused, it is not Masaros as in the middle on FNATIC. It will be Trion. So do you go all in on protecting this tide? You get a Ursa ban now as well for FNATIC?
they're overkilling it already a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's a lot of just damage.
FNATIC's turn to ban.
Laner will see. I mean, if you already use 2, and like if you leave Ursa in the pool, which in my opinion, better laner than Flark against the Tide Hunter, at least at the early levels.
Or Viper. You'll Viper occasionally. Not so
10
much in the lane,
seconds
but
remaining.
later on in the game.
Because there aren't break mechanics
5
in the game
seconds
anymore, like we
remaining.
saw. Phantom Assassin in the previous game, you still need to buy that shard. You need the minutes, you need gold. Nyx Assassin doesn't have it anymore.
And it's pretty terrible, like PA versus. It's
Yeah, you
terrible
just-
throughout
yeah,
the game.
exactly.
FNATIC's turn to
Overall, why do you pick Tide Hunter in the first
Dire
phase then?
team
If
pick.
you're going to just pan out a billion heroes to cover him. And we see the same response. Enchantress Rubik versus Beastmaster. You can't skill Axes because of Rubik. You can't skill Boar because of the Enchantress. there is an approach to this. Enchantress,
10 seconds.
she dominates you in
remaining.
the laning state later. You can play versus Rubik
5
in the mid lane.
seconds
Rubik is mid.
remaining.
Send bees there without skilling it. Let's go mid and go boars. In that lane, care about enchantment. Solid way of dealing with dynamic duo that FNATIC.
I want to see something that Tidehunter is afraid of, possibly a Disruptor, maybe even a Faceless Void. Faceless Void 2 times yesterday in Alliance series being picked. Seems like the hero is back. We've seen one off lane yesterday. I just want to see something that
Lena.
lead off. If you're giving him free Ravage, can't just burst Tidehunter. Could, which should pick up this game against Lena, against the Beastmaster Axe. It's gonna be rough
10 seconds
for Lena.
remaining.
It's still very flexible for Execration.
5
Provide
seconds
some magic
remaining.
damage burst to kill off Enchantress quite easily, but also gives Rubik a lot of good spells to steal.
He'll just be.
Yeah, I mean, if he even skills it up,
Yeah.
this Beastmaster may just do a 0 axe build, as we saw.
It's possible. It's possible. Spectre now. They're not really straying away from the meta. That Spectre do quite well today.
Dude, Viper seems amazing for Execration
Yeah,
now.
it's just double break. How can they
10
play it? Yeah, they can
seconds
just play it
remaining.
on the mid lane. I think that's the play.
Put Lena plus
Lena.
Beastmaster on
5
off
seconds
lane.
Yeah.
remaining.
Viper mid. Be a very solid.
And then they can still end up picking up the Ursa as well to lane Tidehunter, safe lane.
Yeah, they definitely do. But
Like, if Execration
just
does
go
not
with
pick
Viper.
Viper here, I'm going with FNATIC.
Is there any other breaks? So what were the traditional
Dire
counters to
team
Spectre
back.
back in the day when she was super meta?
when she was super meta, there were no counters.
There were no counters.
on games. Okay, they go with the Lena. They don't have any breaks here, but they can be really strong in the lane. Centaur, you can burst down even
10 seconds remaining.
naturally.
5 seconds
So this
remaining.
says it's a mid Beastmaster. So if they want to just, like, if you're playing a mid Beastmaster, like, Enchantress will not get the value, you know, 4 in the laning stage, but at least should be a mid Rubik, and then you know he's going to go for the axis they're looking for right now is probably position 4 of an egg.
Yeah, we've seen this matchup even
Turn to ban.
the Rubik side. That is, there is still an option. Like, obviously, you don't really want to be from the mid lane that doesn't have a
Dire team
point
ban.
hero right now.
Yeah.
But if you're making Rubik so much stronger, and if you're so afraid of, then you could just go for boars, build Solar Crest, be that utility. So good at being from the offlane. We still see Dominator, Solar Crest. It's great versus
10
Edge.
seconds remaining.
Doable.
Part of the reason why I feel they may have picked the Tidehunter
seconds
so early
remaining.
on is that Tidehunter is an offlaner who may not need that much farm full, so just let Rubik get more farm from a 4 position. Maybe work your way up to an Aghanim Scepter. Because I feel like railroading yourself into mid
Turn
Rubik
to
so
ban.
early on is, yeah, it's so very telegraphed, and now Execration can abuse it.
Execration thinks this is not
Dire team pick.
good. They banned out Leshrac.
Maybe they know, obviously, Tide and Rubik Anchor. Fade Bolt is not for any carry pretty much. So, if you're a mid laner, it's
10
all about the
seconds
mindset. If you're a
remaining.
mid laner right now, Beast is picked up and Rubik is picked up.
5 seconds
Every mid
remaining.
laner on this earth wants to play Rubik mid. It's just a fun hero to play. And then you're given this perfect scenario in which it's actually justified. You're telling your drafter right now, man, please, just let me play this Rubik.
You keep operating under the assumption that this master is going to skill Axis.
Fanatics turn
No.
to pick.
Doesn't have to be, yeah. And they go with Ursa. No, Viper would have also been good. Problem with Viper here is you're playing into an edge lane, which can be difficult, and also you don't really have a frontliner, even though Viper can somewhat be it. He's not
10
as
seconds
good as
remaining.
Yeah. Safe lane Viper would have been.
5 seconds remaining.
Now, FNATIC, is it a mid laner? Is it a, I don't know, a 4 position? I guess those are your 2 options.
I meant the Viper instead of...
Okay.
I still have the Ursa.
Yeah. That's Viper as a front. It worked out quite as well.
Where to put the Rubik?
I say turn him 4. Pick a mid.
I still feel like he's for him. There's some decent spells to steal, like a Hoof Stomp is okay. LSA from Ina is also fine. Like you're gonna get value come. Then what do you need? You need if it's mid Rubik, you need that like brawler melee type position or something like Earth Spirit, possibly Tusk, be able to pull the lane back. A Side Hunter as an offlane will great time again. Zero, you're gonna. You need someone that kite Ursa as well. Like at early levels, if it's something like Tusk,
You may now select your heroes.
like you can actually trade well. Gosh is a -4 armor with the tag team. Like Ursa doesn't deal that much. Snowball, save potential, which I have, and I also like that he build into big Aghanim Scepter and
Just have to be careful of the Elder Titan, because he is the ultimate brawler in the lane, even with a tag team.
What do you think about it, Black?
I think
I need your words first before I think of my own.
An Ursa into a Spectre is a little bit of a suicide move, because a dagger you can't dispel with Enrage. It's always going to be on you, even through BKB. Being Kite is his worst nightmare. Don't quite like it. I'm going to go FNATIC.
Okay. His words are my words. Yeah, we're a duo.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, B-Cup, you're out.
All right.
There's the door. See ya. Alright. Welcome to our FNATIC versus EXECRATION series here. Me and B-Cup back again. Because I threw him out temporarily to kind of show him who's boss, but
Yeah.
he learned his lesson.
It happens.
You learned your lesson, right?
It's like, you know, you tap your dog on the nose with a newspaper. That's what you just,
Basically, yeah. Except you took it a little bit more personal than a dog would. But that's fine.
My tail between my legs. Yeah.
To battle.
But yeah, I'm not sure why they picked Ursa. Like, it's a tough matchup against the Spectra. Sure, it's good against Tidehunter, but we'll see how it works out for them. Maybe he can snowball with the get really far ahead, work around it that way.
We'll see if he can get there.
So what is mid Beastmaster gonna do? He's just not gonna skill Axis? He already skilled it.
Does he just go one axe?
I don't know.
The battle
I
begins.
don't really know what the counterplay is. Like, I just feel if Rubik steals those axes,
It's going to be troublesome.
it's gonna be brutal.
And the way to around that was not skilling up the axes more than once.
Yeah.
The last time we saw. But that was also off-lane Beastmaster.
Yeah, who you can guard like Solar Crest and these kind of items on. Not really a possibility this game, because you are mid Beastmaster, you do want to scale, but the Rubik with the axes has an additional 250 cast range and additional damage on them. So it's gonna do way more damage than you are with those axes. Never seen it in practice though. Like only, you know, in theory.
Right.
Never quite seen it work out that way.
Yax for Moon here too feels like it could be really strong, not just off the axis.
Sure. Steal, Lina stun, Centaur stun, Stampede. I mean, there's so many good spells. Steal this.
Stampede, Laguna. Can get Earth Splitter.
Earth Splitter or Centaur stun. Lina ult with its shard, of course, on the AoE. Lots of good users this game.
We'll have to see how it goes. If we see a better Rubik this time over mid in terms of just able to do more, because we felt that the Rubik was, lacking.
Yeah, for sure. They tried it out, didn't work because they didn't skill it. But as I said, like this game, almost 100% he was skilled.
That's a rough position to be in. Because you know you don't want to skill it, but you kind of
have to. The same when you're OD, like you don't want to skill, but you kind of have to. Otherwise, you're just not the hero.
Yeah. We'll see where he goes right now. Obviously, just one in the east, one in the axis. Bottom lane, LSA, as well as the push stop double edge.
So tanky though, Spectre hero. I really hope it's not going to become a Spectre meta again. We just came out of it.
Yeah.
I was not happy with it around. It's just a hero you can't kill, deals so much damage just by being damaged.
From what? Like, oh, is it Blade Mail Spectre? And there was also Meteor Hammer Spectre we were seeing in that same patch.
Yeah, lots of different Spectres. Top lane, good Harris, good shards as well. Do they have any region coming in? Yep, one healing self from the Titan. Be able to sustain themselves. Rubik picking up the water rune. Pretty standard stuff. I mean, mid lane. Yesterday was like a little exception to the rule where mid lane got solo killed like 3 times in one game. Usually, like you never die in mid lane.
Yeah,
it's just too much health to work with. Too many resources.
They need to really change the water runes. I want to say there's just too many runes to work with.
Yeah. We will see what I come up with, but they definitely kind of overcompensated with the complaints people had. Like, I was in the same boat. I hated the power rune RNG, so they kind of made up for that, but a little bit too much.
Right. It's on the run. Shards perfect either for the sweep that lands onto the Tusk. Jab's in trouble. No mana to work with, and these right clicks just needs 2 more after he ate that fairy fire, but they've got the slow from the gush. That'll let the Tusk get away. H1 getting chased. Palace looking for the damage. 1 more shot needed, and he's got it. So Palace with the first blood. Aggression from FNATIC that they end up paying for.
Yeah, and we see why Ursa is such a good matchup against the Tidehunter. Kraken Shield does nothing, and your Anchor Smash also doesn't do anything because the damage comes from the Fury Swipe stacks.
Unfortunate that he's going to go down there after they played that aggressively. Definitely the opposite of what they wanted. Tusk gets out, but Tide...
Good item build. Like, he went bottle. There's no more runes for you, really. So going at bottle, where bottle is more expensive, heals less. So overall, a pretty big nerf to the item. And you're not going to get any bounty runes because your mid wants it.
Yeah, the mid has been very greedy with all the runes. You see it, like the change. And Bottle quite a bit. They were going to the bounty route, but that doesn't seem to be the case. We saw, I think, Bottle 1 or 2 times in the Chinese region already in the off lane. But I think that slowly kind of faded away from the, week 1.
Yeah, I mean, you lost 2 runes to pick up. So it's just like a really big nerf because the mid lane really needs it. If the enemy mid lane gets it, yours doesn't, you're just in trouble. Unless you do like a DK or something like that, then it makes a lot more sense. But yeah, in a game like this, it's pretty rough.
Level 5, 3 in the axes, and now they're stolen. So Moon's got it. Oh my god.
Hey, he has 1 more X soon. He has to be careful.
He needs to be very careful.
Dire's middle tower.
They did their own, but they just weren't.
You're gonna see the damage already. Like, it's 118 damage per axe, and the damage amp per stack also goes up because of the passive, of course. Sitting at a 12.4 already. It just scales so much better than Beastmaster itself. It also lasts longer because of your ultimate, of course, which amplifies debuff duration. It's just overall much better. It's gonna be scary. Once he has his Aghanimus, Our favorite place, Pain City.
Axes, both thrown at each other, and you just see Yoey go, I don't know if I want to continue to do that.
Took a little more damage there. Half health. Top lane. Ursa.
In trouble, Palace trying to get away. Chuan gets the kill.
So much damage coming out from level 2 tag team. Gosh. Anchor smash. A lot of physical damage there.
You can see there was a lot of determination from Chuan to get back into the season. You know, he started streaming, and he's been playing pretty high quantity amount of games every single day. It's been a couple against you. I know. I think before you came to Romania for the first season, you played a couple against you.
Yeah, we've been slapping each other. Snowball dodge.
Snowball dodge. They've got the gush. They should have the damage. RR getting low, but
he's fast.
Got the stick and he's fast.
Yeah. Definitely preparing for the next marathon there. Mid tower taking a lot of damage. It is Rubik putting on a whole lot of pressure. Can't stop it because, no, take a bite of your own medicine, bro.
Yeah, those axes hurt, and you don't want to be dealing with those sticking by the tower.
And just a reminder, only level 2 passive and no axe amplification damage yet. And it's already this ridiculous. Like, he's getting crushed in mid lane, really. Even if you look at the CS, 60 CS for Rubik.
Snowball, can it catch up? Is a Snowball faster than a Centaur? It is! They caught up. His kill.
Not tanky enough.
Are you okay?
All there is from BBZ is an LSA, but that's not gonna matter.
It's a rough start, for sure. Ursa also not really dominating the lane, as I thought he would.
Do you think Snowball should be that fast?
It used to be even faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Tusk's biggest asset, right? Potentially look for the stacks here. They have 8 hunters, so when he's 6, they might potentially be looking to contest these stacks, maybe even steal them.
Good to go. On the Centaur again, Primal Roar used. That's out on to Jabs, and they'll get the kill onto the Tusk. They'll use the Primal Roar. I don't think Moon even cares to steal the Primal Roar, honestly.
Nah,
the axes just hurt so much more.
Yeah. I mean, once you have the axe, you know, you can do the little switcheroo real quick. What's actually just running into the jungle?
Oh, look at the axes.
Damage.
He wants to sweep, but he's just not going to be accurate enough with the stomp to get the kill. And now, on the other side, though, Moon, he gets caught by Yoey, as well as that Ursa of Palace. So, 2 kills. What a piece, and well, Moon, that's not what he wanted. You get a kill on the Elder Titan, and then all of a sudden you fall back into both the 1 and the 2.
Yep, finally getting punished. There's another interaction, by the way, that we didn't talk about. Fate Bolt and any other damage source of your hero also deals increased damage per stack. So from just 1 axe throw, your Fate Bolt deals 25% more damage, which is pretty significant. Because it only keeps damage.
Beastmaster also going Axe.
Wahoo!
Yeah. That's one of the better bounty written noises.
It's probably one of the best, if not the best. I still don't know where the reference is from. People keep telling me, but I just don't know.
That it's a reference to something?
Some TV show or something? Not sure.
I have no idea.
You know everything, usually, about TV shows.
That was... I had a couple in a row. That was about it.
You want to talk about DC or about Marvel? You want to talk about this? Want to talk about that? Oh, sure, let's talk.
Is under attack.
Let's stop talking.
Tell them. The chatterbox in the green room.
EXECRATION actually leading by 1k. Getting that big stack on the Beastmaster.
They're going to get a tier 1 bottom too.
But they didn't actually stack on the side of Rubik can't replicate that success.
3 heroes up towards top. They're going to try and take a tier 1 themselves.
Should be pretty free.
Yeah, nobody coming over to stop this either, so both teams letting their tier 1s go.
It's very hard to fight into the Ravage. Did they find... Oh, they didn't find the chip vest.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it's like the best item for her to have. That additional health regen really helps with farming as well.
Dire are
And then in
scanning.
the last game we saw Spectre, there was one for both sides with the Centaur and the other.
I mean, Ursa right now is carrying it rather than the Centaur, which is interesting. So he's holding on to the Ironwood tree. Maybe they'll switch that around eventually. But having the additional region of 5 is also just massive. Look at Ursa sitting at 16.4.
They got the sweep onto the Spectre, but
He has Haunt.
yeah, they try and TP out.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yowie closing on the axe. So is the Rubik. They're sitting pretty neck and neck.
Rubik 1,300 gold away from his Beastmaster, who's catching up to the Rubik.
He went for the Soul Ring, of course, which Rubik didn't. So he's a little bit further away than the Rubik.
Rubik was invis, he'll steal the Dragon Slave.
It's the also, but it's not what you want.
I'm surprised he didn't just.
Dire's middle
They got the
tower
deny.
has been denied. Radiant's
It's
bottom
okay.
tower
Yeah, I want to see him
is
steal the
under
axes. I
attack.
want to see the amplification with this arcane supremacy.
Yeah, now that it's level 4.
Yeah, it should be about 18% per stack or something.
I think he's just waiting for him to throw the axes and know for a fact that he threw them.
He summoned the Pictus there, and now the Hawk.
Where are you going?
He doesn't want to give it away.
He's throwing him out of vision.
Dire's middle tower is
Sleep
under
came
attack.
out, hit the Enchantress,
He
as
got
well as the
it.
Tide, and yeah, now he's got him.
All right, it's 16%
Oh, and
amp per stack.
And an Arcane Rune.
Yep, and 170 damage per axe rather than 130, which is going to get even stronger once that axe comes out. It's going to do so much damage, man. They need to kill this Rubik in fights.
And he's gonna get the axe relatively soon. Bounty Rune getting picked up here by Chuan. They've got the Blade Mail picked up here by Spectre, so
Dire's top tower
You
is
know,
under attack.
Spectre with the Blade Mail going into the Yasha feels great.
I mean, the timings are coming online. I'm more interested to see how much damage the deals with attacking axes.
Stampede, they got the Spectre, they got the Alexander Laguna Blade, the kill on a Raven.
Blowing them up with
Radiant's
everything they
bottom
had.
tower is
They
under
just did
attack.
not have the Tide and the Tusk there in time. They'll go after RR, and they'll have one in return, but that is not one in return that's worth the life of a Spectre.
Definitely not. I wasn't really struggling, but now it's going to be a little bit set back in the farm department. And Ursa has a big stack to look forward to. Now he just finishes Battle Fury. Gonna be a lot of
Dire's
money.
top tower is under
Good
attack.
money infused there.
There's the axe from Moon. That's getting delivered.
Radiant's
Yeah,
middle
and
tower is
Spell
under
Lifesteal.
attack.
Oh, not Spell Lifesteal. The Spell Steal is still there for about a minute and a half.
He's got some time with these wild axes.
Alright, damage check. About 210 per axe. Not bad. 420 per axe. 30% stack per axe as well. Whew.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
He'll be throwing them constantly, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's
Radiant's
always
bottom
target
tower
number 1.
is under attack.
I mean, also look at his cast range. It's going to be massive.
So yeah, it might even be tough to get on top of him.
Oh, they're just going to roll with it.
Not the worst idea.
The damage is really racking up already.
Oh my god. Did they just give this to the Spectre?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just gonna spot
look
this.
at this damage. It's ridiculous. 700 per axe. 800. That's gone.
Wow. Alright, he takes the Rubik. That's...
I don't know if I'm the biggest. I believe you lose your spell when you die with the Aegis. I'm not the biggest fan of it necessarily. I still feel like you just want to enable your Spectra.
True.
It might be like a little bit, you know, oh, I'm feeling so good about this. You're about to lose your axes if you don't get them again.
Oh. He's nowhere near.
Yeah. Now Beastmaster also picked up his axe. Lots of axes to look forward to.
This is gonna be kind of hard to keep track of.
Radiant's bottom
All the
tower
axes
is under
flying.
attack.
Yeah. Maybe it will be like a fight where everyone is dead except Beastmaster and Ruby is throwing axes at each other.
Well, if you throw the axes a certain way, and they clash with other axes, you actually summon an axe into the game.
Yeah. And then you have like a Dragon Ball Z kind of super battle.
Nature attend us.
Oh, he needs to steal those axes.
Radiant's
Yeah,
bottom
through them.
tower is under attack.
Heck team. used early.
He got it at cast range. Jesus.
Wow. Well, he's got axes again.
Yeah. For a good 2 minutes, 4 minutes even. He's going into the ether lens next.
Even more cast range.
I mean, this damage is just so much higher than Beastmaster's actually. Like, it's in fact 26% higher.
Man.
And everybody knows from RPGs, things that stack.
Dire's
If the
turret
damage
has
initially is
been
higher
killed.
already, the stacking damage will also be
Dire's
even
top
higher.
tower
It never
is under
ends.
attack.
Because it never
Dire's
ends.
structures are fortified.
It never ends.
Even when you think it ends, it doesn't.
Structures are
Did you guys have
fortified.
that when you were like
Dire's
going on a
top
road trip?
tower
This
is
is the
under
song that never ends.
Something
And then
similar, but I don't remember.
and then you're just a kid and you're annoying your parents by singing that song for the first 45 minutes of the road trip.
Rubik, Link Dagger. Are they going to the Rubik?
Stampede there looking for Moon. Oh, the Blink's over the short. Axis telekinesis coming through on Nico, but they blow him up.
He's so out of position here.
Yeah, those screws coming through. Snowball to try to get the save. That's really well done. Wow, actually so well done. That brings him back into the neutrals and away from this as well as the axes, the LSA, the Rabbit comes in. It's only going to land on the 2. The axes are starting to stack up on the Raven. Those over BDZ. They're trying to get the kill on the lead up. Telekinesis out of the earth, so they're trying to kill Moon for the second time. They get him with the axes. So Yoi's axes come out on top. Spectral dagger thrown at Yoi, but axes aplenty. And they will get yet another kill. That was the 2 lives out of the hands of this Rubik.
Is under attack.
Plus the Tide and another snowball away from the Ursa Palace. So
Oh, his Pokemon came through. He died with his axes. He couldn't steal them again.
yeah,
You built your argument, but for what? I think this Rubik was non-existent in this team fight.
he was caught way out of position.
Yeah. And if you don't have those axes, your impact is going to be so much less. Like probably like 90% less, to be honest. From just the pure potential of damage that you have.
Yeah.
And that's something they will have to deal with. Like Rubik will always be the person they will focus first. He'll need to be able to jump in between faster. Be in a better position.
They need enough space to be made for Raven to come online. He hasn't really felt strong enough to do anything yet.
Yeah, I really think if you gave that Aegis to Raven, the game would be a lot better. Like he wouldn't feel as confident on the Rubik, so he would be able to reach as much. And Spectre would just have a much better game. Tight.
A lot of quick damage.
Once his BKB on Ursa is going to be very rough.
Radiant's
Another
bottom
smoke.
tower is under attack.
Spectre again.
Same as the last time. And they get a quick kill on a Raven. He's looking really good for execration. Snowball just a little bit too late. Comes through and hits the Beastmaster as well. The shards are right on the BDZ. The LSA ends up missing. That's in, but there's the blink forward. They'll get the kill on DJ. Nico's the one who grabs that. Axes again.
And one more.
And axes again.
And
There's
gone.
the kill.
And sweet, the food chain.
Axes on axes on axes on axes.
It doesn't really feel like Dota when Beastmaster's in the game.
No, it
It's
does
more
have
like a
this weird
shooting
different feel.
simulator.
The axe throwing simulator.
You know that game where you like throw the disc in the air and you have to shoot it with a gun?
Clay shooting?
Something like that.
Yeah, clay pigeons.
Yeah,
I've never done
yeah.
that before.
Yeah, it's like what Beastmaster's playing in this game basically.
Yeah. He's looking at these heroes, pull, and then just pops them in the air with the axes.
Yeah. Spectre is pretty underfarmed at this point, and Ursa is snowballing pretty hard.
Yeah, they haven't been able to shut down the Ursa at all, and well, Raven's been clipped a couple times.
Halfway through to his BKB now. Once the BKB is online, the axes won't do any damage to him. Really, it's only the Spectre that he has to worry about once the BKB is online. But Spectre, as we said, is not very farmed.
Dire are scattered.
Manta yet.
Soul Ring for Centaur, going axe next.
You know, perhaps this is one of those cases where, wow, this counter sounds really broken on paper, but in actuality, it is not as easy to pull off.
Nope.
Radiant's
But you will
bottom
always be the main
tower is
target.
under attack.
Clip them.
They're getting there. I mean, he's got the extra Aetherland's cast range.
He's taken a lot of farm away from the Spectre, though. And he just farmed the whole triangle, now Spectre has nobody to go to. If I'm a carry player, I'll be like, what are you doing, man?
Radiant's bottom
Play the
tower
other side,
is
bro.
under attack.
You got 1500 cast range or whatever.
Yeah. You be where Ursa is. You're not that close.
So it says 1500 cast range. About 2k cast range, not bad. About a blink dagger. Oh, 2 blink daggers.
Let's see. Need maybe another 2 more for Spectre to feel
Radiant's
like.
bottom tower is
Once
under
the Skadi's
attack.
there, the Ursa will feel pretty uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, so if you can open up that space,
Radiant structures
keep it close
are
that
fortified.
entire time. Potentially, you can keep the game in a winnable spot.
But that's the problem though, like this Rubik is really taking a lot of space for
Dire's
himself.
top tower
He will
is
have to
under
pay it
attack.
back in the next team fight. Because he took a lot of money. Now it's time show your team why he took all that money.
I think he probably just wants that blink dagger, and then from there he'll
Dire's top tower is under attack.
pull off, taking
Radiant's
as much
bottom
farm as he
tower
has.
is under attack.
You say that, but we all know how those core players are.
I know. Buy me wards, buy me salves,
Buy me Moon
Dire's
Shard.
top tower
buy me
is
Moon
under
Shard.
attack. Radiant's bottom
Give me the
tower
Axe
is
Shard.
falling.
Why are you
Give me
not
the
rotating?
Axe. Yeah. And a gank again.
Dude, stack for me. Why did you leave my lane? You just told me to stack. They're gonna go after Nico.
Might have to cut that beat.
They've got the telekinesis in. Control is there. They've got the snowball with the damage of the shards. That's well done. Axe is coming through, but right on top of Moon is Palace. So Moon's already gone. The Axes are out of the fight. They've got the BKB running out of action in just a second, but the Primal Roar hits on to DJ. They'll get the kill there. That's going to be a second. The TP's out from the rest.
Okay, I am not impressed with this Rubik against these face rushers. Like Ursa just blinked on top of him. He had no play. He looks like a ghost step, and he just blink dagger. He needs so many more items.
It's to be expected, though. We kind of have seen this story before. We saw this exact game play out.
Yeah. And it was even worse.
He didn't even get the axes this high level.
This time he gets the access, but still can't really
Radiant's
do
top
much with it.
tower
Maybe
is
after his
under
blink dagger, the
attack.
positioning will be a little bit easier because he has so much cast range, but
Maybe they get the second one.
they will need to, because if Ursa gets there, they get Aegis Cheese and the Shard on Ursa.
Gosh. Savage and
There's no BKB. Be careful.
they're holding it. They can't move. They've slowed them up. They may not even need to use it. Axes to try and deter Fnatic. Taking a lot of damage. Ravage after he's already dead. That's going to come through on the BDZ, and now they're looking to get the damage onto the Lina as well as the other Titan. The Axe is flying in from the Rubik. Gets the kill. All right, Moon from a distance. Axe is starting to do some things, but Sanchar Links is going to get something on it too. The Stampede can use Moon as a hit, so now you no longer have Axe's view. Some fierce when it comes down to Raven, and the Axe is from Yowie. Almost enough to take out Raven, but they've got a truck, and they stop the TB as they get with the snowball from Jabs. DJ gets the kill. Nico might be next. The chase is on, but the shards are nowhere near the mark.
Massive team fight for them. 3k gold swing in their favor. And finally, Rubik, getting to show a little bit of that imbalance. But still, like Centaur gets on top of him, he dies instantly.
Yeah, position-wise, he was in a much better spot to hide in those trees, kind of throw the axes.
Let's see it here again. The Ravage was also a little bit questionable.
I don't think it was necessary.
Not at all. It clipped one Elder Titan, that's it.
Yeah, the Yules was used by BDZ, so he was fine.
Yeah, you see the turnaround here on the Centaur, blink on top of the Rubik.
Yeah, they didn't have Primal Roar. So the Rubik continued to throw axes until he finally was killed off by Nico.
Roshan does respawn. This is going to be the next very big point of contention. That shard is going to be very important. If Ursa gets that, he will have so many more enrages. Got to be very careful with giving that away. And vice versa, the Rubik shard is pretty damn good this game.
Nico maybe even be generous and
Yeah, Wolf's result could be really good.
Walrus Punch comes down. Quick kill. Argon.
That
Are they still
gets
hitting
my
Roshan?
seal
No.
of approval.
Like, if they get access again on Rubik, there's a free Roche. Maybe with that kill, they think Roche. Ooh, he got overpowered. Wow! Look at him go, guys. Gonna need it soon. He just did. Bam, 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 bam.
Well, that didn't last too long.
Yeah, he didn't go for the base damage challenge. Otherwise, it would actually be pretty painful. It's 1200 damage.
Yeah, the telekinesis landing damage.
It's nice, but overpower plus 100 base damage is pretty legit. If you ever find a DD, you're hitting for 500.
Are scanning.
Yeah, he's definitely focusing on the telekinesis, which makes me think that they want to give him the shard.
Yeah, if they get the shot. Roshan now being aggroed by the Axis. But they see this. Oh, also Nether Shawl on Beastmaster. That is a dream. Madam.
Smoke. Close house.
Yeah.
Nico breaks smoke. Oh, wow. Well done there. Jab is just getting away with his life as he blinked out. And they got
Hoofstone. Yeah. Plus Blink Dagger could potentially be a big initiation. Links in him. Tight.
Ravage. I thought he was going to use it there. They'll look for the sweep. It lands under the Enchantress. He's still going to walk in. Blink on cooldown for another 6 seconds. They've got the Ravage, but it's only going to hit on a Nico. They'll get the kill on a Nico, however, and there's the Axis behind Kremlin. It's the hands of DJ as he falls on the Enchantress. They're going to go after Yowie. They're trying to get the kill onto the Beastmaster. The Axis back and forth they go. It is really like a Jedi duel of axes as they come through and they'll get that kill. Palace with the BKB right on top of Moon, and he takes out this Rubik and sets up right next to Roche. And another one there as Jabs gets caught.
You have to be so much more careful with your Moon here. He keeps getting caught out by the Ursa out of all heroes. And he has no counterplay to it. I think it was the 4th fight in a row where Ursa jumps on him and he just dies to it.
They get Roche, they get the shard.
It is shard cheese. The shard goes to the Ursa as well. Now every Earth Shock is gonna proc 1.5 seconds Enrage. One of the best shots in the game, by far.
A lot of the shards that we see that are kind of like AS tier, or A to S tier, are just shards that we don't get the benefit of seeing only because they're on heroes that don't really want to spend that 1400 gold on a shard.
And I get it for free on a second Roche.
Yeah.
This game, though, is still far from over. Spectre is going to have a Skadi soon. It's like a very big power spike for her.
Right. Rubik could get a Psychic Headband, that would feel thick.
Yeah. No, even better the tier 4, what's it called? Timeless Relic, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
That would amp up his damage by... Every actually probably get 500 damage.
Yeah, amping it up. 25% debuff duration, 15% spell damage. Big for the Tide. Tides, I will say, gotta hit a better Ravage. Oh, they got Psychic Headband.
They need to hit a better Ravage, and they need a better position from Rubik. Like, if you want to win with a composition this wonky, you really got to outplay the opponent. Like, you make one or two mistakes, you just lose the fight instantly right there.
Under attack.
Because again, Rubik has 0 defensive tools. Nothing. I mean, now he has the Psychic Headband, but if Ursa BKBs, it doesn't matter.
Top tower is under attack.
Now he has a Basher as well.
Does he move up to try and steal these axes?
He can take the full screen, so yeah. But if they would like him to see to try it.
Top tower is under attack.
I actually wonder how he feels like mentally, because he always stole these axes, but he doesn't really have much impact with them, you know?
No.
He's like, maybe I shouldn't steal those axes anymore. Like, I'm always out of position, trying to axe them. To be fair, it's not easy. You're a very squishy hero, and your screen is probably always on the heroes that you're throwing the axes on, not on the other heroes.
Right. Especially because of the cast range, right?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Whoa.
Just halfway to mitigate all this damage.
Yeah. Spectre, Skadi now picked up. Sitting at 2.8k health.
Still
Half
not
level more.
enough.
It is gonna be tough either way. They can kite the Ursa now though. Also interested to see if he's gonna skill the Spectral Dagger slow on top of that. Just to kite the Ursa a bit more.
I would assume so.
Because that slow goes up to 36%, it's pretty massive. Plus Skadi,
Yeah.
you're not moving.
I don't think the 400 health is the option there to go for.
Especially if you have a Skadi, you have enough mana to spam it. They have 4 smoked up. Spectre just holding the base.
Not gonna find anybody.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Very careful. And just being built for Yowie. 4 staff for the Rubik. He's also got that Ghost Scepter.
It would be good if they can kill the support first. They also TP out here, Masterpiece out. DJ, he has a gem. It would be a good pickoff if he doesn't make it out here. Cooldown on TP, 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, they're all around him. He's fine.
He's fine. Yeah.
The one spot they didn't check.
Never in doubt.
Yeah. Not even close.
Radiant's top
Wonder why he bought a gem.
attack.
Interesting.
Radiant's
Ruby running
top
around with
tower
Earth
is
Shock.
falling.
That is like...
They found Jabs.
Goodbye. Easy kill.
Here to go after Yoi. They stole the axes and they've taken out the fight immediately. So now the position here for Moon is in a nice enough spot to throw these axes out. They're going after RR with the axes. They're also placing their attention on the power of the Enrage. Is it going to be enough to keep him alive? Take out RR. They've got the first off through onto the Tide. Axes doing a lot of damage. That will take out the Aegis on this Ursa.
Still has BKB down.
He's got BKB and he's going to blink right onto Moon. Moon needs to be careful. 4-step into Nico. Oh no! And caught Moon again. Oh, get this kill. Easy. He'll follow suit though. They've got the snowball that comes over on Nico. The damage from Raven starting to be too much. DJ gets killed off. Nico survived. Jeff is trying to help. He'll take out the Spectre though. Tusk. Gab's gone too.
I gotta say, Moon out of position again here. Like he knows that Ursa's gonna respawn with
Dire's middle
BKB.
tower.
He's right on top of Rubik and just kills him. Like if Rubik doesn't die there, he will take over the fight and win it for his team. But Moon has to be much more careful here. A good job on XCTN exploiting that. Very good Ravage here, taking out the beast. This is as good as it gets. Like you get a 3-man Ravage, you kill a beast instantly before it gets any spells off. This should be your win of a team fight. As I said before, you don't play it flawlessly, you will lose. So just look at this Rubik after the respawn.
He could have stayed here and thrown axes the entire time, but he keeps trickling forward, forward.
Look where he stands now. It's like so close to the Ursa. He has no business here. At all.
His cast range is so far.
Yeah. It was a big mistake by Moon, costing him the team fight. Because Spectre shouldn't have died there, Ursa should have died there. And then suddenly the gold is going to be very even. Now it's 15k in favor of
Radiant's top
Execration.
tower is under
Then
attack.
Nico
It's looking rough.
heals up as he's in the air from the Walrus Punch. But they killed him for a second.
No. He was pretty healthy still.
No, he went like a silver, but as he was in the air, I think ate the cheese. Back down. More
Probably,
health.
yeah. They did have a cheese. You're right.
He went up and then he came down.
Radiant's top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
I'm good. Chunky ball. We'll have to see like when they take the next engagement. They also lost the gem, or they still have the gem actually. Mind. But his Ursa is really farmed. He
so
now
far
has a
ahead of the
nullifier
Spectre.
also. That means go step down Rubik.
Is nullified.
Very smart words here.
Top tower is under attack.
Hate that.
That's why I got you here. Because you're smart.
A lucky find.
And you are. Smarter than me.
Don't tell me what I am.
I won't. So picked up by the Elder Titan. They're going to try and smoke. Potentially to fight, maybe even hold that for Roche, which could be up in 45.
Yep. You know how it feels right now? 4 protect 1 for Spectre. Because his Rubik
has
fell
felt that
off so damn hard. Yeah, great game. All the way up to like minute 20, it just kept dying. Like, it doesn't really feel like it has been
Radiant's top tower is under
practiced a whole lot, you know what I mean? It's very unrefined still. And I don't know how many chances you get in pubs to practice and whatnot, but yeah, they're definitely gonna go back to the drawing board after this one.
Radiant's
Like if
top
they win, it will be
tower is
purely
falling.
on the back of Spectre.
Keep making
Radiant are scanning.
time for Spectre.
Once she hits her butterfly timing, she also doesn't have BKB, I mean MKB, no stuff there. And he actually went for the
Dire's
400 health
bottom tower
talent
is under attack.
rather than the Spectre's leg are slow. Interesting.
That gets used. No fire there. Gem on the deck. Shards are in a decent spot. There's the Earth Shock, and they'll buy back on the Enchantress.
Not sure why he keeps stealing spells from Ursa.
All you really want is the Axis?
I mean, you can steal like some good host stomp or Lina stun or something, but I
Well,
think
if you use the
Ursa is
host
the
stomp,
worst
you have to
target.
get close to use it.
Sure, you gotta blink in, you get it. But it could potentially be a fight turner. It's just Earthshock is like the least desirable spell in this game, probably. I think even the bar would have more impact than that.
Or the Hawk. Gave some vision.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower.
20k lead now for Execration.
Feels like a lot.
As Tsunami said, man, it's foolish to bet against a team that picked Beastmaster.
Yeah, we already learned that last thing like yesterday.
Yeah. And we still went against it.
Yeah.
It was very close of this game. Like the team fights were like on the edge of going the other way.
Yeah, and I don't think it's exactly over. I still think taking high ground could be, potentially more difficult for Execration.
Especially if Rubik gets his hands on the axis.
Yeah.
Radiant's
Which
current.
I don't know if he will anymore. He's playing very conservative.
And yeah, that's the exact same place. And it looks like this. They use the Ravage. They've got the stun to tuck. Pop by Kyle, so going after this tuck. They'll get the kill. The jumps and look the other way. Axes flying around, but it's not enough damage. As Raven is way out of the fight now. Ooh, pops the hand. Okay.
That is something. But yeah, that was a pretty panicky Ravage. It was forced by XCTN being very aggressive on him. And they're not really letting FNATIC play the way they want to play. And they have this one good initiation on the Beastmaster, on the triangle, but that's it. All the other fights have always been on the terms of Execration. Third Roche, you have the Aghanims. Oh my god, Ursa now also with the Aghanims. So even less cooldown on the range. He's just getting everything from Roche. Everything. Swift Blink also. Now sitting at 33k net worth.
This is,
Now damage doesn't even matter anymore. You just enrage out of it.
yeah. And he's got Swift Blink. He's gonna kill anybody
He's
in
gonna
just
go
2
MKB
seconds.
next. Because he saw the quarter
And
staff.
Hawk. Did they see where the axe landed?
Whoa. I think he had his hands in the air for that roar.
Just close. Close.
I'm surprised Raven gave away his butterfly purchase. Because he purchased a quarterstaff? Not sure why. Because it allows Ursa to immediately itemize into it. An MKB.
Visibility.
Oh, Rubik. Completely out of position here.
Moon's caught. Ghost Scepter Primal Roll. Look at the damage. Moon caught again, and he just cannot be here.
What was he doing there? He just TP'd out of bot. And they were on top. He blinked into the trees.
Radiant's top
Okay.
tower is under attack.
Ancient End.
All structures are fortified.
I'm not sure what he was expecting from that. Double edge stolen.
Let's get the next one.
And double edge stolen.
Radiant's top tower
Try again.
And
Overpowered. Earthshock still.
Earthshock stolen.
That's not what you want either.
Keep trying. Jump through there. Telekinesis. No stop coming through. And it's not going to land. All right, Nico.
Overpowered stolen.
Now they've got hoof stop. Nobody gains more. They've got the nullifier on the moon. And it's going in. Oh dear. Moon's gone out in seconds. We're going to try and close this one out. They take it out the tie. They'll get Raven. They'll call GG. And that will be it for FNATIC in game 1. Execration taking a game off FNATIC. And FNATIC just did not look like they had any game plan.
Pretty happy-ish draft. And for FNATIC, really, I was not impressed with the